Okay, good evening. Welcome to session 2 of our PTA meeting. Just real quick, next slide. Just real quick, want to let everyone know, quick ground rules. I will do my very best to ensure that we start on time as well as end on time. Please be respectful of one another, as well as with the teachers. I ask that if you have any questions, please post them in the chat. And I have several people that will let me know if questions need to be answered right away or towards the end of the session. If anyone is disrespectful at any time, you will be removed from the meeting and will not be allowed back in. Please take the time to click in the chat. You'll see that there is a sign in platform. Please go in and sign in so that we can go and provide proof that we are having our monthly meetings. Thank you. Next slide. December basket giveaway, Ms. Brown.
Yes, hi, sorry. Good evening. Thank you everyone for coming. Parents, of course, as well as the committee and staff. We're having a Christmas holiday gift basket giveaway. So we had one in the 3 p.m. meeting and went well. And what it is a door prize. So as you come in, I'll be assigning you numbers, and midway through the presentation, I'll let you know your number, and then we'll let you know, we'll run off the basket and see who won. The basket is a spa basket on behalf of the PTA, just for the holiday for the parents. And we have a basket for the teacher as well. So as we go along, we'll let you know.
All right, we're going to do introductions. My name is Miss Leah Scott. My son is in the 11th grade. Next. Oh, I'm the PTA president. Sorry for the background noise.
Hi, I'm Crystal Brown. I'm the PTA vice president and the SLT member, and my son is in the 12th grade.
Hi, I'm Maggie Sandor. I'm the PTA recording secretary, and my son Nicholas is in the 10th grade. Oh.
I'm also Chris Sandor. My camera's not working and I'm trying to fix it, but I'm also I'm the co-treasurer, and my son is also the same, Nick Sandor, 10th grade.
Sorry. Most of the executive board is also SLT, were voted in as SLT members, with the only ones that are not on the executive board is Miss Alston and Miss Jones. I also have Title I team members, Miss Samantha Filbert, as well as Miss Lakia Jones. All right, next. Approval of the, reading of the minutes.
Hello, I just want to remind everybody the minutes are posted on the parent PTA section of the school website each month. So if you want to read the full minutes, they're always available there. We try to get them up after each meeting. At the meeting in November, Principal Hoogenboom addressed the PTA about the device distribution, as well as a few of the upcoming school events, the senior bowling trip, the toy drive and the clothing drive. The PTA elections were held for 2 open positions. The co-treasurer and the corresponding secretary, Ms. Heather Hawley, was elected corresponding secretary and joined the executive board. Ms. Attwood agreed to stay on as co-treasurer for the interim. We had the treasurer's report. Chris Sandor presented the September financial report, as well as gave an update on the NYC Vax bonus program. The secretary team reported on their activities. The president discussed the chocolate fundraising sale, and there were committee reports from the attendance committee about the attendance extravaganza, which the school's holding, which the PTA is supporting. There was information about the dues and a Title I committee report where they were planning some workshop topics. The Teacher's Corner, Mr. Molina and Mr. Capizzo discussed how they'd like to have ongoing communication with the parents, not just a parent-teacher conference, and also talked about regents and some upcoming school events, as well as information about the Naviance system. They gave information also about what to do and who to contact if your student is struggling. We discussed some updates for the school partnership initiative to the communication avenues that the school is using, Operu, the New York City Schools account, and Pupil Path, and discussed that the PTA will match a food donation for new registrants of those systems. We went over the school calendar for November and December. We had a Q&A session and the meeting was adjourned. These minutes were already approved at the previous session, so I'm not sure that we need to approve them again, but again, they're always posted on the school website if you want the complete text. Thank you.
Go back one. Even though they were approved for the first session, we still should go again for the second session just to make sure that everyone is in agreement. So if somebody, I'm gonna call to motion for anyone, I'm sorry, call to motion to accept the minutes for session 2.
I will second that motion.
Excellent, thank you. Okay, moving on. All right, I'm going to go and share my screen. Unfortunately, Mr. Hoogenboom was not available for the meeting this evening. He did make the first session, but due to a prior engagement, he had to unfortunately not be able to attend. But he did make a video, which will be on the Abraham Lincoln website, and I'm going to show it now. Basically, he said the same thing during session 1 as he is saying in this session. Give me one moment to bring it up. Can everyone see it?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna press play. Hopefully my volume is good enough. Any issues, just put it in the chat, okay? And I will try to limit my background noise, but if I put myself to mute, then you guys can't hear this. So forgive me for any background noise.
Greetings, parents, family members, other members of the community. This month has been an exciting month, like all months really are. But our major issues here at Lincoln are being COVID, safety, and racially charged pamphlets that were left on our doorstep literally early Monday morning. Let's talk about COVID first. COVID cases are up throughout the city, and Abraham Lincoln High School is no exception. I urge all of you to have your children vaccinated, to get the booster shots when they become due, so that we can be as safe as possible. Teachers are all vaccinated, of course, but even some teachers are getting COVID. But it seems from everything that we know that if you're vaccinated, your symptoms are not as severe. With the cold weather, we want to continue to be mindful of wearing our masks, of trying to breathe fresh air as much as possible, and to keep socially distanced. There have been rumors about school closings. On a personal level, I hope that doesn't happen. Our students have suffered enough from the social isolation, and school is important. And in terms of learning, they have also suffered. Once again, it is great to have them back. Now, there's been talk about these rumors, and I'll say to you exactly what I said to the students. Let's focus on what we know. What we know is that tomorrow the schools will be open. If we keep on planning on an eventuality that might not happen, it is a little bit like planning on what you're going to do when you break your ankle. Let's just assume we're not going to break the ankle. And then once we do, we will handle it just like we handled going remote before. Another item that is front and center is safety. And when we say safety, we mean emotional safety and physical safety. If you don't feel safe, you're not going to learn. And that's why safety is so important. Our social workers, guidance counselors, and Lincoln Somebodies are always available for the students. In terms of physical safety, deans are assigned to every floor all the time. And that way, whenever a student is in the halls, he or she sees an adult present. It is so important to establish that tone. We have only had 2 physical altercations. Back in your day, those were called fights. We've only had 2 fights at Lincoln since September. That is an amazingly good safety record. And this is because of the deans, it's because of the teachers, it's because of the guidance counselor, it's because we're practicing restorative justice policies, it's because we have a social worker embedded in the dean's office, it's because we use mediation when there are disagreements between students. So when you look at some of the news reports, you certainly know that some other schools are going through some very, very hard times. Now, I certainly hope that doesn't happen at Lincoln. We are determined that it won't, that your child, that every student at Lincoln remains safe, remains comfortable, can focus on his or her learning. Finally, about these leaflets. Early Monday morning, a teacher coming to work saw some leaflets strewn about in front of our front entrance. I'm going to read you what the leaflet said. Lincoln High School Black kids are a negative influence on the community. They invade apartment buildings and the police needs to be called constantly. This kind of racially charged blanket attack on a group in our multicultural school is unacceptable. We contacted Superintendent Michael Capizzo. We contacted council member Mark Traeger. We reached out to the mayor's office because it is imperative that there be an appropriate response to such an attack. We checked our cameras, and at 4:18 a.m. on Monday morning, someone was seen screwing pieces of paper about in front of our entrance. Very few students and faculty members saw this because assistant principals Renan Ebed and David Robinson went out and collected them all. Nonetheless, we felt that there should be a public response of us as a school. And that is why today, this period, every classroom did a lesson, did a restorative circuit lesson, where this racially charged, hateful language was shared with the students. And the students were invited to express their feelings, to say what they felt about it. In addition, social workers have been available in room 131 for any student who wants to talk more about this issue. We contacted the hate crimes unit, and a detective has come, and they are going to put up flyers to try to catch the perpetrator. In an odd way, racism and COVID are similar. They can overwhelm you, they can kill you. Racism is always present. It seems like viruses are also always present. We must face up to it. We must do what keeps us safe, what keeps us secure, that allows us to be our best selves. And that is what the students and the faculty members of Abraham Lincoln High School are doing. And that is why I am so proud to be the principal of this wonderful school that is filled with wonderful people. Thank you.
Sorry about that. That was me typing. I apologize for that. Just waiting. Mr. Sandor, can you bring up the slides?
All right, sorry, just a little. Okay. Ooh, sorry.
While we're waiting on the slides, does anybody have any questions or concerns? Okay, Mr. Sandor, the slide that we're looking for is going to be for Miss Lena Speir.
Pardon me, I'm just having a little difficulty there. Yeah, here we go. Okay. Sorry, do you want the presentation itself?
Her presentation.
Yes. Okay, good. Got that right here.
Scott, there's a question in the chat in regards to the presentation.
Can you expand a little bit more on that question, Miss Tiffany? We should have a school representative on around 7 o'clock, so I'll have them speak a little bit more on that. But with the follow-up, what they've done in the school, aside from having the precinct involved, they've also been having classes. They had sessions this morning with each of the students. Please refresh my memory. Justice. Oh, they.
I believe it was,
Restorative justice, Ms. Scott.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Restorative justice sessions throughout the classes this afternoon and this morning. When Mr. Capizzo comes on, we'll have him discuss that a little bit more. Is there any additional? Okay, thank you. But we'll make sure that's one of the key topics that he discusses when he comes on. And again, Mr. Hoogenboom apologizes that he couldn't come on this afternoon. All right, go ahead.
Can everyone see the presentation screen yet?
yes.
Good. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I will be presenting on the NYU Langone School-Based Health Center that is located within your school building. Thank you for allowing me to join you this evening. Next slide, please. First, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Lena Speir, and I help with outreach for the school health program. This program is associated with the NYU Langone health system. The program ensures quality and comprehensive health care for your students. Next slide. If you are not familiar with a school-based health center, it is a facility within your school building that provides medical, dental, vision, and mental health services for the students within the school. Your particular facility is staffed with a physician assistant, a medical associate, and also a therapist. Next slide. There's often a misunderstanding with the school-based health centers that your child does not need to enroll if they already have a primary care physician. I want to make it clear that we do not replace your child's primary care physician or pediatrician. Instead, we complement the services they receive from them, and we communicate with your child's physician. We want to ensure that your child receives the best possible medical care inside and outside of school. However, if your child currently does not have a pediatrician or a primary care physician, we can provide the necessary medical care that that physician would provide. Many parents worry about the cost of the school-based health center, but there's no direct cost to you, even if you do not have insurance. If your child has insurance, school-based health centers can bill insurance for services, but there are no copays and you will not receive a direct bill. Next slide. There are numerous health services available for your child at Abraham Lincoln High School. The medical providers can perform physicals if your child needs one for work or for sports. Immunizations are available, including the COVID-19 vaccine and the flu shot. We also provide BMI monitoring along with nutrition and exercise counseling. Further, we offer hearing and vision services and treatment for chronic and acute conditions. Also, if your child has a headache or stomach ache during the school day, they can come to the clinic to get medicine and return to class. These services allow your child to miss less class, and it prevents the parent from having to miss work. Additionally, mental health services are available. Abraham Lincoln High School has one full-time therapist on site. Additionally, mental health services are available. Abraham Lincoln has a full-time therapist on site, as I mentioned. We can also do telehealth psychiatry evaluations and medication management through our Sunset Terrace site. This is especially prevalent as your children cope with the COVID-19 era and return to school amidst the pandemic. Also, age-appropriate reproductive services are available for your children. These services are available both in person at the school and virtually. Enrolling your child in the program, next slide. Enrolling your child in the program is necessary for us to provide these services. Without your consent, we can only provide emergency services. To enroll, you can pick up a parental consent form in the main office or in the health center at your school. If English is not your first language, there are forms available in several languages at the school. You can also use our electronic consent using the link on the slideshow or by scanning the QR code that I will show later. And I will send the link to the electronic consent in the chat. So here is the link to the electronic consent. Additionally, I will send the link to the COVID-19 vaccine consent. Your child does not have to be enrolled in the clinic to receive the vaccine. Here is the link for the COVID-19 vaccine. So to repeat, the first link I sent is to consent your child to the health center to utilize all of the services that I mentioned. The second link is for the COVID-19 vaccine. If you only fill out the COVID consent, your child cannot use all of our other great resources. Next slide. The school-based health center at Abraham Lincoln High School is located in room B8. The staff at this clinic include physician assistant Rolene Guerriere, medical associates Gloria Arias, Davette De La Cruz, and Rosalore Pierre. And then finally, there's a full-time therapist, Audrey Adams. Finally, the next slide, this is the QR code for the COVID-19 vaccine. And then the following slide would be to enroll your child in the clinic, the QR code for that. Thank you for your time this evening. I hope you found this presentation helpful, and I will take any questions if you have any.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Judith. What about the COVID-19 booster shot?
So this question was asked earlier. At this time, I can't give you the answer to that. I would think that that is coming. I am going to contact my supervisor and get back to you all with that answer, though.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, I don't see any other questions. So with that said, thank you very much, Ms. Speir. I appreciate the time of you coming on to both sessions. If there are any questions, I will definitely forward them over to you.
Great, thank you so much. I hope you all have a great evening.
Thank you.
Just one more thing in reference to the principal's address. I was also told that there are social workers that the kids can go to and talk to them specifically about the issue that occurred this week. they're not requiring them to show, but they are highly suggesting that you update the vaccination school portal for that. And that goes through the DOE vaccination, the DOE vaccination portal site. All right. Thank you. Treasury report?
Sure. So again, I apologize, my camera is not working, but it's a relatively short report. So our starting balance, November 1, $1,272.59. We did have some expenses for reimbursements for fundraising we did back in the spring. We did receive $50 in the dues and donations. There was no interest recorded this month, with our ending balance at $1,090.99. So what's not reflected here, and we'll talk about it a little bit later in the presentation, we are expecting some funds to come from the chocolate sale, the world's finest chocolate. Those have not yet arrived. And also we are expecting some additional funds for vaccine bonus. The vaccine, we're taking part in the vaccine bonus referral program. The good news is that we believe we have received a number of vaccine referrals. However, the program has been extended. And so initially in past meetings, we were told if we had met the threshold and the program would end, funds would be dispersed in December. So the program actually has been extended. And at this point, we have not yet been told how many vaccine referrals we've had, and the funds, any funds we would expect to receive, we're now being told should be, we should expect to see it in January and possibly February, but most likely in January. So at this point, like I said, I can't give you an actual dollar figure of how much money we expect to receive in vaccine bonus, but hopefully at $100 per referral bonus, hopefully it should be a decent amount of money. So, and like I said, later on, we'll talk in the meeting when we talk about fundraising, about other additional uses, but for right now, that is the treasurer's report.
Thank you very much. Before we move on to the next slide, I've posted in the chat the vaccination portal. Again, it's not required at this moment. I cannot, nor do I foresee at this moment whether or not they will be required, but out of this day and time, it's only highly encouraged that the student updates the vaccination portal with whatever dosage, with whatever dosages they may have. All right, moving on. Secretary report, please.
We're welcoming, excuse me, Miss Heather Hawley, who was at the afternoon session earlier, who's joining the PTA Executive Board, and she's already taken on a task. And one of the first things she did was, oh, I'm entering the waiting room. That's weird. I'm sorry, was organized Miss Lena Speir to come and address the PTA, which was wonderful. So we're looking forward to having her on board. I'll mention on her behalf that we're starting the bylaw committee because we do need to make some changes to the bylaws based on the changes that were made to the A660 document that governs the PTA's operations. So even though we did just update our bylaws just recently, we do need to make some changes, and she's gathering a committee. So if anybody would like to volunteer to be involved in that committee with her, she's hoping to get that started in January. And while we don't expect it to be as I mentioned, there's only a few changes this time around, so it shouldn't be very labor intensive, but please either put your name in the chat if you'd like to volunteer. and or contact the PTA email box and let us know your contact info, your email, and Ms. Holly will be getting back to you with some information and to start setting up some meetings in January for that bylaw review committee. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next slide. All I have to say for the as PTA president is thank you for your time. It's been an interesting and roller coaster year. All I ask is that everyone continue to be safe and vigilant over the next couple of weeks towards the holidays, and hopefully 2022 will bring everyone a better time. Next slide. Committee reports, finance and fundraising, please.
Okay. So fundraising committee, as I mentioned earlier, the world's finest chocolate sale has ended. So we took part in it ourselves and ate a lot of chocolate. It's delicious. Do not, at this point, we're still waiting for the final tally of funds. But like I said, we do expect that fairly soon. We're going to talk a little bit later about our fundraising goals, but specifically the attendance extravaganza, the food drive match for Opera Pupil Path registration drive. Attendance extravaganza is coming up soon in January. I'll let the let the other group talk about that as well. But just want to make sure that folks are aware that any and all fundraising that we do participate in and collect, of course, goes back to the school, school community, parents, teachers, and students as well. Not sure if Ms. Attwood, if there's anything else you'd like to add to that. But,
I just wanted to say on the food drive, it was very successful. Mr. Robinson was one of the AP for the school, assistant principal, said that they have never had so many accounts for Opera Pupil Path. It's still not 100%, we're far from that, but it's much, much better than previous years. So it puts the PTA on the hook for £50 of food donation. That was our challenge. For every 100 people who signed up, we would give £10 of food for the food drive. So we are going to donate £50 worth of food donations. That's happening by Monday. And then on the attendance extravaganza, we're also going to be funding prizes and giveaways to the students. So make it a little bit more fun for the students. The last thing I wanted to mention is that Ms. Sandor has posted in the chat how to give PTA dues and donations. In the past, when we were in person, we would pass envelopes and ask for $5 from each attendee, or for people to give $50 to basically buy out all 10 meetings, all 10 attendance meetings at $5 each. And of course, you can make any donation in any amount if you feel comfortable. It's not an obligation in any way, but all of the money that we collect, we basically invested back into the school in cooperation with the administration of the school and supporting, our goals to get better attendance, to make school more fun, and to support the teachers. That's it. If anybody has any question about fundraising goals or our fundraising activity or comments, please put it in the chat and we can address it. Thank you.
Thank you. All right.
Oh, Ms. Scott also reminds me that we also are donating. The school is going to make 9 beautiful gift baskets for the year-round holidays, and the PTA is also contributing to those food baskets. So we'll be contributing extra food for that as well. Does anybody have a question on any money issue or fundraising? Please feel free. Put it in the chat if you think of it later.
Mm-hmm.
And, we'll get to it by the end of the meeting.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. Moving on.
I should also mention too, I mentioned in the previous meeting, the vaccination drive is still ongoing. Again, we thought we were told originally the program, the referral bonus would end in December. It's now in January. For the record, though, the vaccine bonus is only for first vaccinations. Those who are getting their second or booster shots are unfortunately not eligible. But if you do know of people who are still waiting for their first vaccination, of course, we would appreciate their support, and to mention the PTA. All right. Okay. So in the attendance committee,
There
yep.
is a
Can we
question.
go
Was there a
back?
question?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead, Ms. Attwood.
There's a question about the info for the food drive and the chocolate sales. I'm not sure what the question is about. Is it about the amount, or Ms. Sandor, if you want to?
I'm sorry, this actually isn't me. I mistakenly shared my own Zoom link with a parent,
Oh.
and I think they came that they're coming in named as me, but
Okay.
that is not me asking that
Okay.
question.
Okay.
Sorry.
In that case, no problem, no problem. So basically, the info for the food drive and the chocolate sale was discussed during previous PTA meetings. We also put some information on Facebook, which, the PTA has a Facebook account. And we also, in some cases, put information on food drive, chocolate sale, toy drive. That's on the Abraham Lincoln website. If some people have not gone to the Abraham Lincoln High School website, I really highly recommend you make this a stop, like maybe go there like once or twice a week. It has a ton of information in the calendar, in the news. It basically tells you like everything that's going on at the school that your child is probably not telling you. So there's also a weekly newsletter. I want also to make sure, like for all parents who are present, if you do not have Operu, or if you do not get emails or phone calls from the school, to please contact us and let us know, because we can get you signed up. The school, for example, sends phone messages, several times a week about all sorts of things, from the upcoming PTA meeting to various newsletters. And if you're not aware of it, or if you're not getting posted, like let us know. You might not be on the email list, and we can definitely make sure that you are. It's very important, because as we all know, like our kids are older, they don't necessarily share all the information that the school gives them with us. So it's good to have that direct connection. All right. And I can see, Ms. Sandor, that you must have shared your link with a few other people, because I keep admitting Ms. Sanders, and now I realize why.
Yes, I did that right before the
Three
meeting.
or four of them. I know.
I didn't realize that that's.
We have
I'm so sorry.
Ms. Sanders. No problem. No problem.
Yes, if the people who are coming on could just let us know what your real name is, we can change that
And we
name.
can change it. Yeah, exactly. Send a
Yeah.
private message to Ms. Sandor, and she will actually change your. I don't know. Can you send a private message to yourself though?
Also note, if your name does not change, you will not be able to be part of the basket giveaway.
Yeah, we have
because we
a
won't be able.
giveaway, so it's very important that you change your name to something that is actually your real name.
Good. The good news is my video is working. The bad news I'm also Maggie Sandor now. So sorry about that. I'm the troublemaker here. Look, it seems. Let's see if I can.
I was able to change you, Mr. Sandor.
There you go. Okay.
So I see in the chat, some parents are saying who they are. Parents, are you able, do you know how to change your name? That would be more helpful just to let them know how to change their name if we want them to change their names.
Yeah, if you go to the three dots at the top right of your screen, rename is the bottom option. You should be able to do that yourself. And then, because I just started to rename somebody, but I'm not sure which Maggie Sandor goes with
Yes.
name. I'm so sorry about that confusion. I didn't realize that that would happen with this.
There's another, Ms. Sanders, there's another thing they can do if they don't have the three dots. It depends on which version they're on. The other way to change your name is to click on participants, and you should appear as yourself, or as, and you can, if you click on more, you can also rename yourself. Yeah, it's confusing because I don't know who's the real Maggie Sandor. I guess the co-host is you. But because there's more than one, I'm not sure which one to change. There also are two Tiffany Malkuzu, and I'm not sure why. I'm sorry about that. That we should probably have addressed that earlier. Didn't realize it.
I'm sorry, I need one for visual and one for sound.
Okay, that's
Thank
correct.
you.
All right, that's fine then. So every person who's Maggie Sandor, whose name is that, are you able to change? So should we just assist these, assist the parents one by one? If you come off, one at a time, we can probably assist you if you cannot do it.
If you can maybe unmute yourself and tell us your name, and then.
Okay, so we have.
Oh, there's only one left. We're really doing very well. All right, I think I know who the last one is, so I'm going to change your name. You can put in the chat if I did something wrong.
Okay.
It looks like it's better. We have one person per, and does everyone's name match who they actually are? If there's any issue, just, send me a private message in the chat and I will address it. I don't want to hold up the whole meeting for this.
I think it's correct now.
Great.
Wait, who is this? Someone's entering the waiting room as Maggie Sandor.
Let me talk to them in the chat and rename in the waiting room rather, okay?
Got it.
Okay, great. Wonderful. Cool. Who's next?
I'm sorry, before you move on, the parent says my name is incorrect. Okay.
What's the real name of the person?
What is your
who's
name?
showing his Ildiko?
Right, what is the name?
And
It's
I think,
Audrey.
oh, you're Audrey Barrett. Sorry.
Yes.
Of course I did it wrong. I apologize. I reversed you.
Thank
Oh,
you.
Can we move on?
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay, so committee reports. So just recently, Mr. Jones and myself attended the Lincoln High School attendance committee. Those meetings are
Can you
held.
bring up that slide?
Oh, sorry, is it not shared?
No.
Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. Can everyone see the screen yet?
I can.
Good. So Mr. Jones, myself, attended the Lincoln High School attendance committee, which was held, which is held the first Monday of every month, monthly. Mr. David Robinson is one who chairs the attendance committee, and Mr. Jones and myself were there as representing the PTA. It was a good meeting, probably about 25 or 30 members of the faculty, staff, guidance, and others were there strategizing about ways to increase student attendance. Obviously, students learn best when they're in the classroom, whether it's virtually or in person, but the idea is to get students who are students to school and to participate. So we broke up into groups to try to brainstorm ways to increase student attendance. And one of the topics of this particular meeting was the red flag attendance days and also the attendance extravaganza, which we'll talk about a little bit more later. So it was a good meeting. We went through a lot of data about student attendance data, days that were more or less problematic, and again, strategies and approaches to get student attendance up overall, and also on particular days as well. Not sure if Mr. Jones has anything else he wants to add to that quick update, but it's a good meeting otherwise. So, yeah, I'm not sure if he's on, but yes.
I'm here.
Good. Hey.
Oh, well, good evening, everyone. I'm George Jones. I'm the co-chair PTA president. Basically, attendance committee is about getting, like Mr. Sanders said, getting the kids to school and celebrating them for doing so. Also, we're trying to celebrate the kids that are actually getting better with their attendance. So we're going to do something separately for them. And we hope the kids have fun.
Yep.
There's going to be a lot of games, and that's about it.
A lot of good discussion. A lot of good discussion. A lot of next steps, and a lot of good participation. So we're just happy to represent the PTA on this attendance committee, both in terms of ideas and suggestions, and hopefully, as we'll talk about in a little bit, some funding for some rewards for students as well. All right. Any questions?
All right, nothing in the chat, nothing heard. Next slide.
Okay.
Ms. Brown?
Okay. So even with the confusion, if I don't, what I'm doing now is for the giveaway. I'm going to assign each parent a number. If I do not call your name, just let me know, because that means due to the confusion, I missed it or I didn't catch it, but I hope I do have everyone. Mr. Sanders is going to put your names all in the wheel.
Yep, I'm just going to do the wheel in a second here.
Gotcha. And
We can see the wheel if you want to just.
Yep, I'm sharing. I'm going to
share for a moment.
Yep, I'm just going to share my screen in just 2 seconds here. If you can see it already. Oh, I have screen sharing. All right, good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can unshow for a moment so you can put the names in.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So
would you like me to put the number at the end of the name in the chat? No?
No, that's okay.
You're going to write it down on paper?
So the first person, number 20, is Tiffany. Am I pronouncing your last name right? Melkusu? Got it right. That's number 20. Number 21. Just when I call your name, just let me know you're here because I'm looking, but I'm not looking. So 21, I got Miss Tiffany. 21 is Josanne Jeffrey. Miss Jeffrey, are you still here?
Yes, I'm here. That's correct.
Okay, thank you. Miss Josanne Jeffrey is 21. And 22 is, I think that's Sajine Bernard. Did I have that correct?
Yes.
Sorry, can you spell that for me? I'm sorry.
Sure, that's S as in Sam, A, G as in girl, I, N as in Nancy, E.
Okay.
Last name is Bernard, B-R-U-N-A-R-D. Then
Okay.
23 is Trudy Brown, T-R-U-D-Y, Brown. Miss Brown, are you still here? Yes. I see it.
Yes.
Okay. 24 is Judith Hutchinson. Ms.
Yes, I'm
Hutchinson?
here. Yes, yes.
Okay, good. Mrs. Sandor, you ready? 25.
yeah.
Sure. 25 is Nika Marcellus. Miss Marcellus, are you still here?
Yes, I'm here.
Let's see it. 26 is Michelle Gomes, that's G-O-M-E-S. Miss Gomes, are you still here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
All right.
27 is Sandra Paul Marcelin. I think I've seen that.
Yes, I'm here.
Got you at the bottom.
I'm going to apologize in advance. I don't actually have the list, and I'm typing things into a screen, so I don't have people's names. So I'm just, if I misspell your name or mangle it, I apologize tremendously.
No problem.
All right.
28 is Katrina Easterling, sorry. Miss Easterling, you still here?
Yes, I'm still here.
Got it. 29 is Gerline, G-U-E-R-L-I-N-E, Nicholas.
Yes.
Got it. Number 30, Miss Shelley Ann Stanley. Miss Stanley, are you still here?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, got it. 31 is Audrey Barrett.
I'm here.
Okay. Somebody put this stuff back on mute, please. Okay. 31 is Audrey Barrett, I just said, and 32, if I pronounce this incorrect, please, last name is Phillip, first name is Aldico. Do I have that right? Last name is Phillip Aldico. Phillip, are you still here?
It's Ildiko.
Okay, Ildiko, Phillip, can you?
Yeah, she's on the phone, so she might be on. When she texts me to change the name, she's on the phone, so she might not be able to speak.
Okay, I see a Keisha Brown. Did you just join? Keisha Brown, did you just join?
Hi, yes, I just joined.
Okay.
I apologize, I'm a little late.
No problem. We just have another Brown. I'm just making sure. That's 33, Keisha Brown.
Got it.
Just make any parent's name I did not call.
Please note, SLT, Title I, and PTA Executive Board members are excluded from this.
I think that's
Right.
in everybody's name. I think that's it.
Sounds good.
So, Mr. Sandor, in the interest of time, what does it look like for you?
Give me one second. Yeah, I'm ready to do this when you are, if that's the case.
You want me to repeat everything real quick, or you just want to?
Would you mind repeating, because I put the number in order to make sure we didn't forget anybody, and
Sure.
I might have missed somebody, but I see Gerline Nicholas. Did you give her a number?
Sure did, 29.
Maybe I forgot. 29. Okay. All right.
Again, I apologize in advance to anyone's name that I may have misspelled, mangled. I'm just going to apologize again for that. But I do have everyone here down to number 33. And boy, this is going to be a little bit more competitive than the afternoon session. So there you go. All right. So are there any?
Hold on, just read
Hold
the.
on.
He got it right. It's all correct.
It's all correct?
Yep,
Okay.
it's all correct. So, Ms. Scott, before we start, I asked you a question in the chat.
Excuse me.
Yes, ma'am.
Number 27 is
Yes.
S-A-N. It's Sandra.
Oh, S-A-N. So sorry.
It's
There you go.
okay. Thank you.
My pleasure. You can come back.
If you asked me a question.
Yeah, it was a little bit back. You didn't. I'm gonna send it right now. Hold on one second. I'm sorry. Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Because that person that they'll come on. Yeah. So we can do two.
Got it. Okay, so I'm gonna show you the baskets. Ugh. So earlier, the 3 o'clock meeting, we gave away the parent chose the candy basket. So we had a candy basket and we had a spa basket. So right now we have the spa basket. I don't know, you really can't see because of the, because of the cellophane, but I make sure I put it in here to keep it clean and stuff. So it's a basket. It's a box, basically. You can use it for other means. There's a card inside, and all the products in here are from Bath and Body Works, bath beads, lotion, and so forth. And there's some candy in the front. Actually, you can't really see, but this is on behalf of the PTA. And due to the fact we have another gift here, this will be our second one. So what's inside is a teddy bear, chocolate on the side of Pez. I know we all remember Pez candies because we've all probably been to the dentist for it or not. But there's a candle inside. It's in a box, but this candle is specially made by a 12-year-old. She has her own business. It's my neighbor's daughter, so I buy them from her. The candle smells beautiful. The smell is phenomenal. The PTA is aware of this as well. So it's just a little gift from us to you for the holiday. So we will let Mr. Sandor run the wheel. And I guess whichever parent is first.
I would like first, I'm sorry, it seems that Miss Filbert, she says her name was not
That's
called.
already been, that we've already discussed that.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Thank you.
Right.
So for the first parent whose name is called out, you'll get a choice between the spa basket, or let's just say the candle candy basket. And then the other parent that's, the next picking, you'll get the response, the remaining gift. And I'm sure you'll like it.
We have one of the candles as well, and they smell really nice and they're really pretty. And I would definitely recommend 10 out of 10. 12-year-olds can do good things too. All right, so hearing no objections, we have numbers 20 through 33. Would anyone like to tell me when to spin the wheel? All right.
Yeah, we're all on mute. Spin.
Right.
Hi, Miss 25, Miss Nika Marcellus.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Oh, wow.
Okay, so which, I held them up. I don't want to keep lifting them, but which one would you like, the spa or the candle and candy?
I would like the spa, please.
Okay. Sound like Jeopardy, right? Spa for two.
Excellent choice. Excellent choice.
I'm the worst at that game.
Miss Marcellus, can you please message myself or Miss there's only one Sandor, right? Miss Sandor, your email address, and we'll coordinate when you're gonna pick up through Mr. Robinson.
All right, I will. Thank you.
The gifts will be at the school starting tomorrow morning, so it's totally in, in regards to the coordination. Okay, Mr. Sanders, it's on you.
Yep. Is it? All right.
There's a second basket, right?
Yes, is there a second basket?
Yeah.
Yes.
The lovely candle and the candy and the peasant teddy bear and same wheel.
Okay. Okay.
You have to re-enter the names, Mr. Sanders?
Oh geez. Yes, I just cleared it. Darn it. Sorry about that. Of course.
You want me to put the names in the chat and we can move
Yes.
on a little bit?
Yes, that'll be excellent. Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Scott, to not hold it up.
Okay.
I'll put it in.
Or Mr. Sanders, if you want to look at the participants, I actually put their number next to their name.
Oh, good. Okay. I can, thank you. So just give me a minute. I will put everyone's name back in.
If you're not talking, please put yourself on mute.
Give me 1 second. I apologize yet again. Okay. 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 And then sorry.
All right, while he's still putting in the names, not quite sure if that teacher is going to be able to come on. So I'm going to go and give some quick points of what he discussed during his last meeting for Teacher Corner. The regions this year that are being held in January, between the 25th to the 28th of January, is going to be ELA, Living Environment, Algebra, Algebra 2, Global History, Geometry, Earth Science, and Chemistry. The ELA is being held for all 11th graders, and there will be no waivers given at this moment. Report cards and new programs will be distributed the 31st of January.
Ms. Scott?
Yes.
I have a little bit more detail on the region schedule if you'd like me to add.
Sure, but not on dates and times, but yes.
Well, okay, I wrote down the times, but
okay, you know what? Go ahead.
He said the morning exam starts at 9:15, but you should arrive by 8:30. And the afternoon exam would be at 1:15, probably also similarly arrive earlier. and that January 24th is the last in-person day. And that the new semester would start on the 2nd, because I believe 2/1 was the Lunar New Year day of no school. And students who do not have a Regents exam scheduled do not attend school that day.
That week, actually.
Right, you wouldn't attend on any day you don't have an exam, right?
Mhm. Okay. Thank you very much. And there was some discussion whether or not in person or virtual for the 31st of January for the kids to pick up their report cards and new programs. It's highly likely they will be going in, but I couldn't get a confirmation on that.
All right, sorry for the technical difficulties. I'm ready.
You ready?
Yep.
Awesome. Go ahead.
Okay, sounds good. So let's just make sure we have everyone here. Right. So number 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, missing number 25, our previous winner. And then we've added number 33. Okay. And hearing no objection.
Exciting.
Yes.
You made it easier for yourself to spell first name. Well done, Mrs. Sandor.
So I work best under pressure. Hearing no objections, I will hit the spin button if that's okay with everyone.
Excuse me, number 20 is not there.
Number 20. Oh,
it's right here. Oh,
actually, oh, there you go. Thank you. All right.
And my name is spelled without an I. I'm not sure if that will be an issue, but
For which one?
Keisha, no I. 33.
33.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Thank you so much.
All right. Keisha, there you go. Okay. So appreciate that. Thank you. If you still win, of course, you get the prize. So there you go. All right. See, now I see everyone's name in there. And now I can actually see all the misspellings and things like that. All right.
Okay. Number 21, Miss Josanne Jeffrey.
Thank you.
Okay.
Oh, yay.
So if you can, Ms. Scott, like Ms. Scott says, send your email to her or Mrs. Sandor. Well, Mrs. Sandor, I see another Mrs. Sandor that came in. Unless that was you coming back in.
no, it's someone else. It's someone else who came in with Ms. Sandor's link. Unfortunately.
Okay, so Mrs. Josanne Jeffrey, just send your email to Mrs. Scott. And she'll coordinate with you and Mr. Robinson to see when you can come and pick up the gift from him at the school.
Will do. Thank you.
Yeah, it'll be at, they'll be there tomorrow morning from 9 o'clock.
Okay.
And please, every PTA we try to, we try to do something decent and nice like this for the parents. Come out, we have a load of information, as you can see, but we also like to try to have nice little gifts and things, and tell a friend in the school, obviously, so everyone can join and be a part of it.
Sorry about that.
Okay, thank you. Congratulations to everybody. I have one email, just waiting on one more. I will be sending an email to Mr. Robinson this evening so that everyone who won their baskets will be able to coordinate with Mr. Robinson directly on picking up those items. Okay. I just want to make sure. No, Mr. Capizzo hasn't popped in. Okay, moving on.
So just, we did speak about the attendance committee update as well. I do want to mention that in this slide that the tentative date of the attendance extravaganza, January 14th of next year, where the school does invite the top 200 students based on attendance. And again, it's all geared towards rewarding students with good attendance. Improved attendance was one of the suggestions as well in the committee. Parents are always welcome to help out and volunteer on lots of different things. You don't have to be an executive board member or committee member. We will be grateful for any and all volunteer. And like I said, hopefully we'll be able to pull this off in person January 14th. And if you are willing to volunteer or help out, plan, or be there as well, let us know. The email is in the PTA. The PTA email is at the bottom of this screen. That's the attendance committee report.
Thank you. If you can please pop up the Title I slide.
Yep.
And we'll now have the Title I team discuss some great news that they have.
Hi, good evening.
Gilbert or Ms.
everyone.
Jones?
How's everyone
Go ahead.
doing? Hi, good evening, everyone. How's everyone doing?
Very well, thank you.
Thank you. I don't see the slide on.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay, no problem.
Second, let's see if I can
Ms.
find
Gilbert, just letting you know that I posted the engagement survey in the chat.
Thank you.
Can everyone see the slide now?
Not, it's a little blurry, but I'm trying to.
Yes, I see it.
Okay. Okay. This is a Title I committee report. I can't even see this. Title I is the largest federally funded educational program. The program provides supplemental funds to school districts to assist schools with the highest, I can't even see this thing, student concentration, of poverty to meet school educational goals. A Title I school is a school receiving federal funds for Title I students. Parent involvement. So you like the parents to be involved, right? Ensure student improvement is achieved, engage, and support parents and guardians as partners in the education of our children. Next slide, please.
That's the only slide that we have.
Okay, I'm sorry. So we wanted to come up with some suggestions on how to get the parents more involved into the school, right? And we came up with a survey, and Ms. Scott posted a survey in the chat to see what parents think that we should do to make things better in the school or to have more activities for the parents. Trying to, I'm sorry, I'm looking for the post you post, I'm sorry.
She would like for everyone to fill out the parent engagement survey form.
Sorry. Yes, please. I'm sorry. Yes.
No, there was a question in the chat.
Okay.
Ms. Filbert, do you have anything else?
No, I have nothing much to say. I just wanted everyone to fill the survey out to see where we can make some of the changes to the school and what program we should implement with the Title I funds.
Okay, some things that she did mention in this, sorry. Some things that are mentioned in the parent engagement survey is the financial planning, trivia night, meditation, cooking class, fitness, social services, public assistance, and career readiness. These are just some workshops that have been brought to, I believe, the past 2-3 years of surveys. So it's not limited to just these, I believe. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. We also have a section where it says other, if any parent has any other suggestions that they would like to add to the form, they can do so if they choose. And we thank you for taking the time out to fill out the form.
Thank you. And then, of course, if anybody needs translation services in the survey, it asks that question, and there'll be a second question that pops up as to which type of translation you would need. Okay, there's no questions on that. All we ask is that you please fill out that Title I parent engagement survey. That information goes directly to Mr. Robinson. And then he will share the information with us, of course, subtracting some information if you have anything personal or private to share with him. All right, if there's nothing further. All right, unfortunately, Teacher's Corner, I do not see Mr. Capizzo on. We've already, yes, and Ms. Filbert says, thank you everyone for taking the time. Oh, did we mention the FAFSA dinner? Ms. Sandor?
No.
Okay, no, I just wanted to make sure that I'm not repeating. The FAFSA filing dinner night is going to be January 12th from 5:30 to 7:30. You'll need to register for that event. And at present time, it is only for 12th graders. They're not quite sure if it'll be open up to 11th graders. So it's only for 12th graders, and you have to make sure you have all your information readily available. I believe it's your W-2s, your W-2s and any financial information that you would need in order to go and fill out the information. And they say there's going to be food.
I mean, for my son, if I can, Ms. Scott, my son is in the 12th grade, and with the FAFSA, you need, you have to make an account. Your child have to make an account as well. And like Ms. Scott said, you will need your financial information, the tax season. I'm not on hand. I don't know specifically what they're going to ask you for whenever your child is up, for the FAFSA. I mean, when it's your time, I'm sure they're going to do this every year, but if you are doing it this year, they'll ask you for that. And your child needs to have schools, has to have some schools in mind, because once you get up to that part, if you don't have a school, because we ran into this situation, we have to stop, because there's no way to go on to put your other information needed, to see if you can, recoup, if you're going to give financial aid support, if your child doesn't have some solid schools. So it's just some information that you need to have. And I'm just sharing that because we ran into that issue where he wasn't ready with the school. So we had to stop. And then we could move forward with the process. But we were doing it on our own, but I'm just letting you know that's what you'll need. So I hope that helps out a little bit, Ms. Scott, but you're on the right track regardless.
Yep, I'm just trying to go and look for the link for the registration. Oh, got it. Here we go. You have to have, all attendees must show proof of vaccination. You must RSVP by January 3rd. And you must, as Ms. Brown says, create a student and parent FAFSA ID before the event. Oh, and you must bring your school issued laptop device with you. All right, give
Ms.
me
Scott, do we know where it's going to take place at the school? In the library?
It is going to be at the Abraham Lincoln Library.
Okay, thank you.
For some reason, this will not allow me to. Oh, here we go. Here is the registration. Again, you have to be in 12th grade in order to attend.
There's a question that
you can mention it. Unfortunately, we don't have any administrative staff that can resolve that issue. If you can email the Abraham Lincoln PTA email account, I will make sure this evening that that information is forwarded to Mr. Robinson, and when he gets in tomorrow morning, he will definitely respond to you. And you can also go to the Abraham Lincoln Student Tech Help Desk.
I believe that's the same for Ms. Gomes.
There's another question saying that my child doesn't have a school issued device. It's my understanding from the last week's meeting that all students have been issued a device. So if your child doesn't have a device that the school gave them, please send an email to the PTA email address, and we'll make sure to forward that to Mr. Robinson, and you'll get the right.
Okay, so I didn't need a device, so I never asked for one. So is it required that he has a device? Because he didn't bring one home.
It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter whether you required one or not. My daughter did not want hers, and she was assigned one no matter what.
Ms. Gomes, I'm sorry, is this in reference to the FAFSA night? Are you a 12th grade parent? Ms. Gomes?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I was trying to unmute. Yeah, my son is in the 12th grade also.
Okay, I will definitely CC you when I email Mr. Robinson and validate whether you actually need the school laptop or if any laptop can do.
Okay, thank you.
And I think, is that really the question you're asking?
Yeah, that's the question. I don't need,
okay.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to make sure about. And then for the school device, do you want one in general, or you were just mainly concerned about FAFSA?
FAFSA, he doesn't need one.
All right. Excellent. And I've spoken with you before, so I have your email address.
All right, thank you.
No problem.
I'm sorry. So my issue is different. So I'm trying to switch out his iPad that he got in junior high school for a laptop because he has a broken arm and he can't utilize the tablet. He'll need to utilize the laptop, and he's been walking around with it back and forth for the last 2 weeks.
Okay. No, I was looking to see if Mr. Capizzo would be on. He definitely isn't. Forward me your email address privately, and I will definitely get an email out to Mr. Robinson this evening as soon as this email, as soon as this meeting is done. Excuse me. Once I have the two of you talk, you can take me off of the CC line so you can have that private conversation with him. Okay. Thank you, I got it. Okay, moving on. Anybody have any questions about what's going on with school before we move on? I'm sorry.
The question in the chat said, is it mandatory for them to bring a device with them every day?
There are some classes that do require it. The their computer classes and some of the ELA classes. I think it depends on which classes they're in. So you'd have to go and coordinate with their teachers to validate when they need to bring it in.
Another question, was the link for the FAFSA meeting posted?
Hold on, it was, but I'll repost it.
Thank you.
Hold on. Just want to make sure if somebody can just click on that, make sure it populates. It's showing on my end, but sometimes it looks weird when it goes out.
Yes, it looks good.
Okay, excellent. And again, it's unfortunate at this time, it's only for the 12th graders. But we did mention during session 1, could it be possible to at least have it open to the 11th graders? So this way they're prepared. I don't think that's going to happen this year though. Okay. All right, moving on. Thank you. Continue. Okay. So thank you very much to everyone that has signed up for Pupil Path, Oprah, New York City students accounts. Because of everyone's great work and wanting to go and hear from the school and all the numerous phone call blasts and numerous emails that go out, we were able, with its entirety, the PTA and the school will be donating 100 pounds worth of food, 50 from the school and 50 from PTA. So thank you everyone for providing such great information on who you are, your student's name, and now hopefully you'll be able to get more information. I know some people were questioning in the email, in the chats, whether or not when certain information was sent out. If you are not getting emails and you are not getting phone blasts, you should definitely sign up to these accounts or get with Mr. Robinson to be able to register for information if you're not getting it. And I'll be putting his email in the chat as well. That would be Mr. Robinson, but I know that they have a link on the school's website, Abraham Lincoln High School, on how to re-register them for Abraham Lincoln High School. If you're not able to find that information, please message us, or you can also get with Mr. Robinson directly. The reason we're referring to Mr. Robinson is because we lost our parent coordinator. They went on to bigger and better things at another school, so they're in the middle of hiring a parent coordinator. So Mr. Robinson has put on multiple hats, this being one of them as our liaison as a parent coordinator. All right, Ms. Audrey, definitely message us and or Mr. Robinson, and we'll get to that. All right, moving on. Next slide. Okay, here's some additional links. The school's website is https://www.alhs.nyc. There's also the links for the Pupil Path and the New York City Schools account. Some COVID related information. We also have, no problem, thank you, we're actually almost done. Also some information about the COVID related sites, the DOE health screening, the student vaccination status portal, as well as some supplemental attendance forms should your child be quarantined. We also have an Instagram account which is ran by the school, and we have a Facebook account, which is run by the Abraham Lincoln High School PTA. Next slide. Purchase gym forms. When will we be? Funny you should ask that. I asked the same thing of my child a few days ago. They don't have, because of COVID, they haven't been really requiring the students to change because there is no real place for them to change. So they're able to go and stay in whatever clothing, clean clothing that they have. It is a bonus if they're able to already have it on, like the t-shirts at least once in a while, but they're not getting reprimanded for not having their full uniform as they did in the past. So right now, you can have it, but there's no place for them to change. All right, this right here is the parent engagement FAQ form. I know it's very small. A much larger version link to this is on the Abraham Lincoln portal. The grade information is here, discusses who the guidance counselors are for each grade, as well as who the assistant principals are for each section. What I've done in the past, if my child has a problem and I'm not able to get it rectified with the teachers for whatever reason, I then go to the guidance counselors. My child's guidance counselor. If for some reason that doesn't get resolved, I'll then go to the department head. And then lastly, I will then go to the principal. Of course, the principal has an open door policy. You can go to him at any time. I try to very rarely, if ever, use him as a last resort, because most of the time, any and all issues I may have is resolved at the guidance counselor level. Okay, anybody have any questions or concerns about that before I move on? All right, next slide. I was trying to download. Ms. Nichols, message us privately and we can try to see if we can assist you on that one. That might be a operation with the phone. That might not be a school thing. So maybe we can assist you on that. Ms. Brown, go ahead. Ms. Trudy Brown, sorry.
Hi, my son told me he doesn't know who the guidance counselor is.
Oh.
So I was a little concerned with that. Was there not like any kind of introductory session or anything like that?
What grade is your child in?
9th grade.
9th grade. Does your 9th grade? Okay, so for 9th grade, it is Miss Landberg. The email address is V as in Victor, L as in Lima, A as in Alpha, N as in November, D as in Delta, B as in boy, E as in Echo, R as in Romeo, G as in George, at schools.nyc.gov. And if for some reason your student has if your child is in 9th grade and has an IEP, they have a different counselor, and that's Miss Schoenfelder.
No, doesn't. But another
Okay.
question I want to know, because I'm not familiar with this school. This is the first time, I've been to this school. But is that not how they normally do things? Do they not introduce the kids to the guidance counselor and also the principal? My son said he just met the principal. I think it was like a week ago, because he's been placed in some advanced placement program. Which it's concerning to me, because I, was wondering how come he doesn't know who these people are and he's in the building since September.
Well, I know with 9th grade, at least, gosh, it was many years ago as a 9th grader. It's overwhelming those first couple of months. I don't think I really got used to anything until towards the end of the 9th grade. And he may have met him without realizing it. Everyone has masks on. So he may not have realized who they met. This has been brought up again last month. And when Mr. Hoogenboom was on, he assured us that he did try to meet everyone. And he has an open door policy.
That's the principal?
Mr. Hoogenboom?
Yeah, that's the principal. Oh, okay.
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
he does have an open door policy, so you can have your child go by first thing tomorrow and just, knock on the door and introduce himself.
I'm just not used to that because I do have 3 other children, so I am well versed with high school, and that's not how things were with them. I do understand things are different, with COVID and everything, but they always had a meeting in the auditorium or whatever so that the kids know who they are at least.
And you're right. I don't think they've had that type of atmosphere. It's all been in the hallways, at the front when they're first coming in. Of course, he probably has a mask on. I don't recall there being any auditorium meetings.
Yeah.
At this time.
Okay.
Okay.
And one more question I had to ask. Do you know, is the AP classes only 10th grade and up? There's no AP classes for 9th graders?
Ooh, that's a good question. I'm not sure. Is there AP classes for 9th grade? I thought there was, but I could be wrong.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
No problem. And that you said this was Miss Trudy Brown?
Yes.
Okay. I'm actually going to follow up with you on some questions. Can you do me a favor and private message me your email address?
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you. Any other questions? Thank you. And the guidance counselor emails will be listed at the bottom of the monthly minutes. Are you talking about our monthly minutes or the school's minutes? Weekly minutes, I'm sorry.
The PTA minutes. It has a list of all the links that were discussed in the meeting and all the guidance counselor contact information.
Awesome. Thank you. And we'll look to see if we can bump up the parent engagement FAQ on our Facebook page. Okay. Any further questions? All right, next. This right here is our DOE school year calendar. If you can go to the next slide, we'll discuss it off the Abraham Lincoln School website, which basically has the same information. There will be the last day of school for this 2021 will be the 23rd of December. All students will return back on the 3rd of January. There's actually a holiday sweater day on the 23rd. Move on, next slide. Again, the students will return on the 3rd, and the end of the marking period, as it is on this calendar, will be the 7th of January. And they will have about a week's time before Regents to be able to try to bump up their grades if they're failing. Yes, Ms. Tiffany.
Hi, I just have a question. So the last date that it was shared was the end of the marking period was December 3rd. And then the next one is January 7th, which is about a 5-week period, but then they're out of school for 7 days. So how short of a marking period is that from December 3rd to January 7th?
It is short, which is why they're giving those students a little bit of extra. They're putting it in as the end of the marking period, but they are giving them an extra week before it's finalized. And I'm just looking for additional notes, because sometimes their calendar and what they put out sometimes does not match. Okay, you know what? I thought there was something off. The marking period, from what Mr. Capizzo said, actually ends on the 14th of January. So the calendar is off by 1 week. I'll actually bring that to Mr. Capizzo's attention. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
No. I knew something was off when I was talking, so I appreciate that, which explains why the week of the 17th will be that extra week for them to bring the grades up. Then it will be Regents. And then on the 31st, there'll be no school, but they will be able they should be able to get their report cards and their new programs, which most of the time doesn't really change too much. It should stay the same unless there's complications or requested change. And then the 1st of February will be a holiday, so the students would go back on the 2nd of February. Okay, any questions? Okay, next. All right, we already did that. Any further questions or concerns? Because if not, that ends our December 16th session 2 meeting for the year. We will resume our 2022 meetings on January 20th. That meeting will be starting at 6 p.m. All right, I call to motion to end the meeting. Can I get a second?
Second.
Excellent. Thank you, everyone, for coming in. Please be safe. Enjoy the holidays, and we look forward to seeing you in January.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Scott.
Thank you. Likewise.
Thank you.
Thank you.